What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Couple Things
with Shawn and Andrew.
I am so excited for our podcast today. This is episode 4 of the series. It's been a little bit of a break, but I promise you don't forget it. Episode 4 of the series of the 3 things my husband says that really just I don't agree with.
Honestly, thank you all. Through that series, I learned so much. And my perspective was changed. And I'm grateful for that. We get spoiled. And a lot of people thought, man, this guy's a knucklehead. And like, yeah, that's true. You know what I was thinking? People have been so kind to me for how much of a knucklehead I am and how gentle they have been to me.
You know who's been the kindest?
You. You put up with most of my stuff.
You put up with my stuff. I have a lot of stuff.
But today we sit down with Dr. John Delony, who is our favorite relationship coach. So fun.
Also,
he's funny.
It's not an interview by any means. It's literally episode 4, but we just brought in a moderator.
Yeah, we brought in a moderator. It very much turned into a counseling session.
Yep.
And we learned a lot. We hope you do as well. If you want to find out more about Dr. John Delony, he has his own show. I love his stuff, and I think you'll love it too. So we'll link that down below. But without further ado, Dr. John Delony.
Okay, you asked us in the hallway. You're like, what are we doing today?
Yeah, what are we doing?
This is exciting. So here's the backstory. A few episodes ago, there were 3 back-to-back podcasts where I came in and I sat down. Andrew's like, you know what we're going to talk about today? And he would say a line. And there are 3 lines that Andrew says in our relationship that drive me up the wall. Each podcast was about each one of those lines, which are...
Did you know this? Is that why you did it?
Yeah, it was like, hey, what am I missing here? Because
Yeah.
I keep saying this and it keeps not landing well. And so our goal with having you here today is to kind of sort us all out.
Yeah,
with
just-
this.
Okay, so the line is not like... The line is like you're like trying to put the moves on? Or
No,
the line is
ready?
like...
No,
We have- there are
no, I got
3
no game in that.
there are
That
3
ship
That's one,
has
of, that's
sailed.
one of my favorite questions on the planet to ask, especially big, tough bros. Like, how do you initiate? And it's
Honestly.
always like, yeah, no one messes with me. And then they're like, hey, how about some sexy time? It's my favorite because they're the worst at it. They're the worst. Okay, so go ahead. This is
To
not
answer
that.
question.
I was hoping
pretty
that was
much.
what it would
Yeah, how did you
'cause-
pick me up?
What?
How did you pick me up? What
Well,
was
first
your
of all,
line?
that's not the same thing as what he's talking about.
be. It
Oh.
is. It is.
My current game.
Yeah.
and because I'm
Just
like
one eyebrow?
I'm trying to be less. I'm trying to be less subtle with it because by request. You know, I'm
Yes.
trying to be a good husband. So I'm just like, yo, you trying to throw down right now?
Yes.
Or?
Okay.
So that's how
So
literally I
throw
just say
down.
that. Yeah.
Excellent.
But we
Think
used
it's
to,
so-
we do say
so
naked
awkward.
time.
Okay,
Sometime,
all right.
You know, just because you gotta
Throw down. I like
ease your
that.
way in.
Same thing you would
Okay.
do if somebody cut you off in a parking lot. You would throw down. So similar vibes. I like it. Very good.
Just to set the
is taking
scene.
your time.
Good.
So the 3 lines are
Okay.
No, and these are. I want them to be like approaches to our relationship. Is how I mean them, and I think it's like I view it as my responsibility to make Shawn
Whoa! You can't preface these. You got to
Hold
just
up.
show him what they are. To say because he has been
Okay.
using these 3 lines since we started dating.
They are.
Oh, and you're still trying to run them back?
Oh
They
no, he
are-
still strongly believes in them.
Okay.
And I am phrasing these how I mean them. You don't need me.
Uh-huh.
I'm not here to make you happy.
Okay.
And I will let you down. I will let you down.
Okay, so give me a context for when you just throw these out.
So, when
Like, hey, can you grab the eggs? I'm in the middle of making something. And you're like, I'm going to let you down.
Okay, no. So,
I'm not here to make you happy.
so the context is, and with all my will, I want to preface these, but I won't.
Okay.
The context is we're like, we just had our second baby, right? And I have to go away for some work trip for 2 nights, and there's some nerves and all the emotions, and I'm like, hey, you don't need me. You got this. But, you know, you can handle it.
There, these 3 statements. Okay, so why we brought you in? Each podcast caused a lot of emotion
Okay.
from both sides. I got pissed
Okay.
with every single one
Yeah.
because I was like, "You're bringing up three statements back to back. One that we can't seem to agree on. 2, bring up a lot of emotion because for him, they're foundational beliefs to how he feels our relationship should like operate.
Okay.
And I don't agree with any of them. But it brought up so much tension. Every single comment was like, you should bring in someone
should
to
see
like
somebody.
weigh in.
No, not every single comment. Not every single comment.
It was very like, heavily weighted towards agreeing with me.
Okay.
Anyways, so much so that even a counseling company reached out and they're like,
Oh,
I think you should come back in.
how about 3 months for free? Here's our
You
QR
guys
code.
need-
That's right. Okay,
Okay.
so there one more time.
We'll start with the first one. So the first one that we ever did was, it's not my job to make you happy. Or like, I'm not
here to make you happy.
I'm not here to make you happy.
And this is something I told her on like our third date. We're playing tennis. Like I'm at the hometown for the first time.
And I think it came around because we were being all lovey-dovey and I was like, you make me so happy. And he's like, whoa. Hold the phone. Pause. And this is a reminder you'll say a lot. He's like, I am not here to make you happy.
That's a side effect. It's not the main goal. That's how I mean it.
Okay. What are you trying to say when you say that?
Like happiness is what? Like it's writing the everyday. Let me just, I think I use this word cautiously, pander to whatever. If you're not happy now, let me fix it, right? At all costs. And it's like, no, there's bigger goals that we have as a couple that I have. I view it as my role as her husband to like strengthen her, support her, help her. She's a highly ambitious, capable woman. How can I help her do this?
You're not here to help her.
I am. No, she doesn't need me. She does not need me.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, but the happiness is like this whimsical thing, and I'm like, joy is more important. I think when we look back on this 20 years from now, we will be joyful, but it's not my main goal to make you happy. That's not the
But what would it be? What is going back to that moment? What is it about her making a bid of vulnerability to say, like, here I am, this world-renowned person, having a moment with you. You make me happy. What about that moment threatened you to the point that you had to redefine a word? We have to get our syntax right.
Yeah.
Instead of just accepting that and feeling the vulnerability in that moment.
Well, syntax matters. You know what I'm saying?
It does, but in that, like, on the kind of tire I have on my car matters. Does it matter when it's on the side of the road and it's flat and you're like, I got one, right?
Right.
So it does matter, but in that moment, what was it about what she said that set you, that you felt I have to put my foot down here?
I would like to think it's not aggressive in a way I'm putting my foot down. I view it as I want to make sure that we're clear with our relationship. Like we are setting the table and laying the foundation well, that like, this isn't I had parents growing up that were married for 40 years and it's like the arguments are important. And so like, it's not, I view it as important because like, if we're only doing the happiness thing, then, then let me avoid this conflict, or like, I'm going to let you get away with this, or you'll let me get away with that. And it's like, no, we are sanctification, dude.
Yeah.
That's why sanctification. It matters.
Okay. What's the next one?
Okay. So we're going to circle back to these because I have questions with each one.
We will. Okay.
Second one is, you don't need me.
Okay.
This gets brought up often in frustration fueled arguments.
Okay.
About logistics in life. How do we get work done? How are we going to manage doing it all? Usually it comes in some sort of context of like codependence. Does that make sense? Like when codependence starts.
That he feels like you're being codependent?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's always a pause. I need to remind you, you don't need me. I don't need you.
Yeah.
We can totally operate without each other. And yeah, that's I don't want to preface either.
I would say dependence more than codependence is when I'm like, all right, let's sort this out. And like, hey, I believe in you. And I'm not here to leave you hanging with responsibilities. I will contribute as much as I can.
Yeah.
At some point though, which go ahead.
The fueled argument that usually comes when the statement comes up is because he will pause to a point where he says, kind of like the podcast. He's like, let me just run through all of your accolades and how amazing you are and how capable you are and how wonderful you are and how I don't even have to be here. You could like run your life and you could do all this and you could do. So you need to remember you don't need me. And I'm always like, it actually feels like a slap in the face because, like, one, I know that.
Mm-hmm.
I know I don't need you. I know I don't need anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I chose to need you on like our wedding day, and so every day I'm choosing to like humble myself and say, I actually don't have to do it all by myself, and like I need you in life as a partner. But again, it's a point where you're like, you need to make sure I know you know that we don't need each other.
Can I add some color?
Of course.
One.
Hold on. I wish y'all could feel this room. It's so great. It's so good. It's awesome.
I'm remembering all these podcasts where we did it for
feel
like
you
2
remembering
hours.
it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So one, I'm not like
No, we got it.
Also, we just bombarded you with
No, I
this.
love
You're like,
this.
what are we doing? I'm like, well, you're gonna listen to arguments and like I want you to weigh in.
Throwing sticks at each other in the front yard. It's fun.
Pretty much.
why I think it's important that you're here and thank you for being here is like it did bring an immense amount of confusion to me, and some of the comments that we got was like, wow, this is actually really helpful because like they're not. Some people really saw my side, and then those type of people did not really see the other side, and it went both ways. And you're like, oh, maybe this isn't the only couple that this happens
100%, yeah.
But one, I'm not like out here flexing your accolades. I talk more about your attributes of like and who you are, right? The reason in that specific podcast when we did this, I talked about Shawn's background and all her resume, I thought was interesting just because she is, there's this whole like movement of everyone go build your thing and like capitalism and build your business and start your brand and yada, yada. She's done it all, dude. And yet clearly on that level of things, she does not need me. And I think it's just interesting that you still have this element of humility where like you engage in this, I think it's healthy to call it codependent relationship with me at a cost of all that resume type of stuff. So that's why I was talking about that. But I also think like there is a feeling of overwhelm sometimes that we both can get. And it's like, in my mind, maybe this is the unhealthy part of me. I'm not sure, the athlete part of me. It's like, hey, I want to be able to steel myself and say, okay, like I got this. There's no need for overwhelm. There's no need for this exaggerated emotion. And in some feeble attempt, that's my way to try to inspire that in her. Like, hey, it's okay. I'm going to be gone for 2 days. You don't you don't need me. You got this. You know what I'm saying?
So instead of going to the next one, can we stay on this one?
Please.
Is that okay? So here's 2 things I heard and tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay? And one of my favorite things is being wrong because then we have more information. That's awesome, okay?
Right.
So it's been my experience in my own house and with literally every couple I've ever sat with. Few things are more frustrating than when somebody else tells you what you're feeling and what you're thinking and what you want and or need.
100% correct.
And so I wonder if it's less about what I said. It's you don't need this, as though like you I would say a better, and we could talk for 6 months on this, but I wonder if a better approach would be, how can I love you right now? I'm just getting on this plane.
Great.
Wow.
I'm leaving.
That's honestly.
Wow.
And then she gets to say, will you just hold me for a minute before we leave? And then you don't get into the needs and wants and yada, yada. But you don't or you need to, for me, sets me off. Like, who do you think you are, right? Versus don't get inside my head. The true act of sacrifice here, or service in this moment for a married couple is, will you invite me in and let me know how I can love you right now?
God, freaking idiot.
I know, right?
Idiot.
Does that make sense
Why
to you?
couldn't you say that? No. Doesn't make sense.
100%. Dude, that's
when we were actually debating this statement out, that came up exactly what you said. Because I had said multiple times, I said, you don't need to remind me of what I've done in life. Like, I'm confident, I'm strong, I'm stubborn. Like, I know you can't tell me I don't need you.
Yeah.
Because that's not fair. And I also was like, how dare you?
Yeah.
Because you're telling me what I do and do not need. And it's like, I choose to need you. And I don't ever want to change that. Because if I change that, then I change my philosophy of like what my foundation in our relationship is.
So can I challenge you now?
Yeah.
Again, tell me if I'm wrong. Every single athlete, every single special forces that I've sat with behind closed doors. Yeah. There's this gnawing, clawing sense that this isn't what was important. This is awesome, and it was cool, and it was otherworldly, and. But at some level, I gave up my 20s, I gave up my teens, I gave up my knees, my hips, my whatever you gave up. Are you kidding me? You're telling me that guy is what really matters? And so it's like there's the rebut is, you're dang right I don't need you, right? Which is just fighting fire with fire. Allowing yourself to get beneath that and say, no, like I do. It's got to be a scary, terrifying moment for somebody who has made their life, when someone says you can't, be like, yeah, I can. Yeah. And you actually have to be able to go, but I can't on this one. I need you.
Yes. Because in my mind, unwinding everything is like, before I met Andrew, before I met you, I was 100% independent. I had to be. I literally had to be to survive. Like I was 12 years old when I went professional and started traveling the world by myself, and I had to like fend for myself and be solo forever. And I had to do it by myself on my own with no one else. And you get all the limelight and you get the Olympic gold medal and whatever. And there's
depression for every gold
for sure
medalist on the back end, right?
For sure. But like you said, when I learned that didn't matter, and then I found this guy and I was like, oh, frick, yeah, that actually matters. Then being told that doesn't matter and hearing in my mind on like that particular podcast, all my accolades, I'm like, F you, bro.
Yeah.
It's actually like the complete opposite. So being reminded of that and being like, I need to pause to make sure you know that you actually don't need me, but let me like pinpoint the business stuff. I'm like, oh, no.
So what makes you uncomfortable about when your emotions get big?
Well, one, thank you for however you just navigated that, because it makes me super sad.
Can you move in with us?
No.
Yes.
Dinner tables.
We were just talking about
I tried to buy both of your houses. You're offering them to other people.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. I feel like money is one of those topics that can quietly cause a lot of stress, even when you don't realize how much it's affecting you.
Really? I also think most people have had seasons where finances felt overwhelming, aka us, really? Whether it's learning how to budget, making big decisions, or just feeling unsure about the future. It can weigh on you more than you expect.
Yeah, I remember early on when we were figuring things out, there were definitely moments where money felt stressful, not because something was necessarily wrong, but just because there were so many unknowns and responsibilities.
And I think that's something a lot of people relate to. Financial stress doesn't just affect your bank account, it can affect your sleep, your mood, and even your relationships.
And it's important to remember that struggling with money doesn't mean you've failed. Sometimes it just means you're navigating something new or challenging.
And that's where therapy can be really helpful. Not for financial advice, but for working through the stress, anxiety, or pressure that can come with money struggles.
And with BetterHelp, they connect you with licensed therapists based on your needs through a short questionnaire, so you can focus on your goals and what you want to work through.
And if it's not the right match, you can switch to another therapist at any time, which makes it easier to find someone who fits with what you're looking for.
BetterHelp has over 30,000 therapists and has helped millions of people worldwide with really strong client ratings. So there are a lot of options if you're looking for support.
So if your money stress has ever felt heavy or overwhelming, you're definitely not alone.
And this month might be a good time to pause and reflect on how financial stress shows up in your life and how you're managing it.
Because taking care of your emotional well-being matters just as much as taking care of everything else.
When life feels overwhelming, therapy can help.
Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/eastfam.
That's betterhelp.com/eastfam. It makes me super sad to think that Shawn is like, she's almost reaching out for my help. And I
not
guess
for your help, That's
Sorry.
that's a dude way of putting that. Because we're
She's
building an
reaching-
engine together.
she's reaching out.
No. She's reaching out for one thing.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
And almost every man, myself included, has a really hard time metabolizing that. You don't want me for my money, for my looks, for all that stuff's cool, and my accolades and my work hard. Oh, I won't swear on this. Like, oh crap, you want me. And that is so otherworldly for almost every man I know, especially high-performing men, that it shatters into a whole bunch of different proxy wars, right?
Yeah. It just makes me sad that I'm like, she's reaching out for me.
Yeah.
And I'm like telling her in some weird way, like, no. You know?
Yeah.
So that makes me really sad. And I did not have that realization, admittedly, till right now. And look, I'm freaking here to learn, and I'm glad to do it in front of everybody because hopefully we all can.
I'm here to learn as well.
My biggest revelation.
I'm very stubborn, and I argue all these things. And instead of just saying that, like, I need you, I'm like, no.
Okay.
I get pissed.
But
Keep going, because I want to add something to the need. Okay, remind me of need, okay?
Okay, need.
That word.
the thing that I learned the first time we had this conversation was, her saying that it really hurts her should be enough. End of question. You know what I'm saying? So like, I should stop. And that was like I just didn't really get that.
Are we getting in the
until too
feelings
late.
and facts argument then? That's
Which I've conceded a lot. I've come a long way. But then it's so funny because I mean it, and maybe this is just how weak I am.
Mm-hmm.
The way I, like, if I'm having a hard day and it's 5 a.m. or whatever, and I got to go do whatever, the way I get rallied up is like, I'll turn on some cheesy motivational YouTube video and it'll be a guy like yelling at me.
Yeah.
Like, you could do this. Whatever. Keep going. You gotta, David Goggins, your heart. You gotta, and I'm trying to like project that on her kind of, just because it does work for me where it's you freaking, you got it. Keep going. Keep going. Keep running. And I'm like, all right. Yeah, maybe that's not how everybody gets
So
going.
here's the magic. Can I tell you the magic?
Please.
Seen, known, celebrated. And those three things in that order give you permission to challenge. Okay. And so what I mean by seen, which sounds cheesy, most of us go through life with a pair of glasses on and all we see is that. This hypes me up. You saw that awesome video of that coach the other day, and that young player was like, I like to be coached hard. Like, leave my coach alone.
Women's basketball?
Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah. I was sobbing watching when somebody was speaking the words as she was mouthing them. I was like, that's it. That's how I like it.
Yeah.
Seeing is, I'm going to take these glasses off and see there's another human here. And then the knowing is, I know how to love her in this moment. And that will change for the rest of your marriage, which makes you'll be married to 14 different versions of her by the time this thing wraps, which is awesome. You get a new girlfriend all the time. It's rad. But it's like, it's that hypes me up. This scares her. This makes me feel like, like some of those videos make me roll my eyes out of the back of my head.
Yeah.
But I sobbed my eyes out
Yeah.
this morning when that coach was like, I believe in you. And I was like, God, if somebody would say that to me, right?
Yeah.
And so it's knowing, how can I love you in this moment that's different than how I like to be loved? And that ends up in the bedroom a lot. Like, I'm trying to give you what I like, and they're like, I don't like that. And it causes all that tension. It happens everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's that scary realization that it's humbling to know I don't even know in this moment the thing to do to take care of the person that I stood in front of God and our friends and said, till death do us part. I don't know how to love you right now and have to ask. That's a humbling, scary thing. And it's one that I would be like, I should know that, right? That's my wife. And to say we don't, and you're the best expert on you. So how can I love you right now? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's just so fun because I feel like I've done that in so many ways in our marriage. I guess I just didn't realize that there were always going to be new stones to unturn with that of like, oh, I gotta remove myself from this.
So
That's crazy.
My favorite thing in our marriage now is, in my personal marriage, we just take it apart every year. And we literally like get together. You all have a retreat every year too, but we get together and it's, what are 2 or 3 things you were super into the last few years that you're just not into anymore? And what are 2 or 3 things you want to try that we've never tried? What are a few things that like are starting to really annoy you about me? And we just kind of put it on the table because I'm getting to know her. Did I tell you all the syllabus thing last time I was here?
Yeah.
I asked my wife for a syllabus.
Awesome.
Like, what do you even listen to? I don't even know what you're reading.
Yeah.
And my wife, she stumbled into a playlist I had the other day, and she's like, when you start listening to this? And I was like, she got to, right? But it's just a constant getting to re-know, which I can get that wears people out. I think it's the funnest thing now.
It's super fun. It's like crazy fun. The amount of dude, there's no end to the depth. But
That's it.
But you have to, I guess I'm just live realizing you have to always remember that there's going to be places where I haven't known her, or I don't know her.
Or you did know her, but it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa.
She's had new experience. She's never been a mom of 4 kids at this age or 3 kids at this age.
Yeah.
And she's never had a husband who accomplished this month. And it's just, I'm getting to know you all of the time. But for me, I don't want to put this on you. For me, the thing that gets in the way of that is shame. I should have known. What kind of loser husband doesn't know that? What kind of, like, if I really was plugged in, I would have already known that. Or I shouldn't have to ask, how can I love you? That's what a dude should know. And it ends up being me upset with me. And my wife bears the brunt of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's that.
Yeah.
Okay, question. Adding to all of this, you're basically saying you're speaking different languages. You're saying learning how to love your partner in the way they like, not how you like. So you have to learn how to speak a language that you don't receive.
This is a hot take.
Yeah.
It's my responsibility to speak in a language my wife can hear.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a different language than my friends can hear. It's a different language than my comedian buddies can hear. It's a different language than me and my parents have. It's being multilingual. And so, yeah, but it's my job to learn that language.
So now going to facts and feelings, which is not the third statement, but a different thing. I process experiences everyday life by feelings.
Yeah.
He processes them by facts.
Yes.
For him, feelings are temporary. They don't matter, because if we look at the overarching average curve of life, we're probably going to end up happy. Average out to be higher than, above rather than below. Facts matter. Did this happen? And is that correct? Is that not correct? And so for me, I'm like, when you're arguing, how do you argue in a way that you don't maybe necessarily believe it?
So that, like a example would be, we get in an argument and she's like, you made me feel like this. And I'm like, when you said this, and I said, well, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then,
But
that's when the fact thing, where I'm like, no, that's not
I'll
what the
solve that
transcript
right now. You
says.
ready?
Yeah.
Please.
Solve. So, here's the challenge is we have one whole half of our culture, literally, it's bifurcated. Feelings everything.
Yes.
The world should move based on how I feel about a thing right now. And that's madness, right?
Yeah.
I get it, but it's madness. The other is blank your feelings, screw your feelings. The only thing that matters is the facts, right?
Yes.
The problem with that is...
And they got married.
They always do. They always do. That's what makes life awesome, right? Somebody's going to make... Like, it was stunning to me when I was like, we have to pay the light bill every month. Like, we paid it like twice, like last year. And so I don't feel like paying that bill. Well, it's like, cool. But so, they marry each other, and that's good. The challenge is, I'll say it this way. A gallon of milk is awesome, right? It's a good measurement.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to measure from here to the other side of that room in gallons, because it's the wrong measurement for that. And so when your wife is hurting, saying, I feel this thing just happened to me, and you say, that thing didn't happen, then you're trying to measure from here to there in gallons. You might be factually correct, but that's not the thing that's happening here.
But okay, this is, I want to,
But I've got a solution for you.
Okay,
I can solve it, but go ahead.
I'm just like, the feeling is rooted in your perception of what happened. I'm trying to I'll help figure out what actually happened so we could sort the feeling out. You know what I'm saying?
Is it that, or are you uncomfortable with the fact that she feels not good?
Oh, I don't want her to be sad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like, I'm not here for that at all.
Our spiral that we get in, it's literally just a perpetuating cycle. But it's like,
I will end it today. I'm so happy.
So excited. But he'll say something, and this is probably going to cause another argument. It's the way in which he says it.
That's it.
Dude, don't get me started on tone.
I know, but that's a thing. Because your tone is a fact.
That will hurt my feelings. I'll say it hurts my feelings. He said, but I didn't say it like that, and that's not what I meant. And I'm like, but it is, and that's how I feel. And he's like, but it's not. So then he'll say it again, and I'm like, we're right back there.
This is too much of a lead up to what the solution is. But let me just also tell you,
fantastic.
She'll come in sometimes. She'll be like, hey, I feel like something's wrong with you. In words like that. And I'm like, no,
and
there's nothing wrong with me. And then she's like, are you sure there's nothing wrong with you? I'm like, now there freaking is.
I can
now there's something wrong with me, okay? You feel anyway, so then it's like, well, you think there's something wrong with you based off how you feel, but like, what?
Or maybe I know you that well that I can tell literally by your body language that I'm like,
okay, but
something's wrong.
But similar to him saying, you don't need me.
I know. That's
Could it
fair.
be?
That's really fair.
I have big feelings about you. Will you invite me in? And that's a vulnerable because he might say no, and that sucks.
I think honestly, that's how I interpret it. Is in my mind, I say out loud what I see, and when he says nothing's wrong, it almost feels like a rejection to a certain point.
It is.
That's why I'm like, don't ask. Because like, I'm like, don't ask.
But then I'm like, now I'm getting too into it. But like, I'm your person. Shouldn't you tell me?
But I can't.
Unless it's not been processed yet.
100%, dude. And I need
dude, your processing time is
I'm
like
an MLB pitcher.
But
5 months.
Here's another one. Off when you're not in the argument. When I feel like you've got big feelings, what are 2 or 3 things I can do? And it might be just come put your hand on the back of my neck. Just come hold my hand. Just fill in the blank. I have to do something because I love you and care about you, and I see you're not okay. And you have told me this isn't the path to ask me what's wrong. I know something's wrong with you, right? Which is very similar to, I know you don't like.
That's
right?
fair. I've never thought of it that way. That's touche.
What are 2 or 3 ways I can approach you?
Wow. I need to write these.
Thank you
write
for
these
that.
down?
Okay, we got to solve this other one.
Yeah, solve
you
the other
ready?
one. Okay.
It's the easiest thing in the world. You ready? Actually, it's a nightmare, but it's awesome. It's so simple. So give me a scenario. You walk in and say what?
Hey.
How about today when you walk in with everybody and you're like, what's up, everybody?
Shawn was like, and I said,
we're all
how's
like-
everybody doing? Nobody answered. I said, okay, we're doing good, huh? And Shawn's like, well, maybe it's your intensity. Everyone's like a little freaking like worn out by it. I feel like
might
it's
be a
too
bad
much
example,
or whatever. Anyway,
but-
but I don't know. So,
But in that moment, you say,
I was like,
you're
"Are
too
you
much."
Good?
Yeah, and you're like, I'm not too much.
I just said how
I just
everybody's
said hello.
doing. Yeah.
Right? And you're like, well, it's how you said hello.
It's
You're like, oh,
literally-
I'm not allowed to say hello in my own house. And you're like, right?
Yeah.
So you ready for the path?
Yes.
It is this. Andrew, here's what just happened. And this is the key. Here's the story I made up about what just happened. Here's how that story makes me feel. Here's what I want to be different next time. That's it. And it ends it. And it takes 2 minutes. So you walk in after a long sauna time and there's all 19 of your kids are running around everywhere and just got a football helmet on and it's on fire or whatever. And he's like, man, you need to pick up this kitchen. In that moment, it's when you just came in and have been out doing your own thing and I'm taking care of all of this. The story I made up is you don't care to be plugged into this family. You'd rather get your workout done before any of this stuff. You think I'm just going to handle all of this. That makes me feel really small. I really need your help in the mornings. And then he gets to say, I'm not doing that. And then now y'all have a true issue. Or you can be like, well, I've got my workout program. And now we start the whole thing over. When you put your workout program ahead of me and the kids and getting everybody off to school, it makes me feel, the story I make up is it's more important for you to have abs than to be connected with your family. And boom, boom, boom. Most of the argument happens with the story we make up about what just happened.
I frankly struggle with going through that process. The self-awareness, dude, is super hard to be like, oh, why did that make me so mad? Or why did that make me so sad?
Here's a simple thing. When she's feeling big, learning is off. Like neurologically, there's no learning. So if you have a fact to discuss or to debate, it can't happen at that moment anyway. The only thing that can happen is we can bring the temperature of the room down and bring your frontal lobe back online. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so even if you have a fact, doesn't matter. She's mad. So there's only fighting or fleeing or nuzzling up. That's what we can do here. And so I'm going to step into that.
So I have so many questions. So you take an argument, say it's heated. Both parties are heated. How do you take two heated parties who are arguing about facts and feelings? And since no learning's happening, we're too fired up, right? Emotions too high. How do you kill that for a time being until you're back at rational level?
Every single couple on the planet there's just repair. Every couple has different things. Sometimes it's sticking your tongue out at each other. Sometimes it's just like whatever, or making a joke, or I need 10 minutes, or I'm gonna go for a walk or whatever. Every couple's different, serious, funny, whatever. But it's I'm out of this. Like this, we're not gonna solve a thing here. And then we'll circle back when we actually need to solve a thing. You said this thing, I didn't say that. Or how do you want me to respond when you accuse me of saying something that I know I didn't say?
Okay, this is vulnerable.
Okay.
I'm just laying it all out there. You do a good job of that. Andrew will be like, we need 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Why does that fuel me more? Where I'm like, don't leave this. Don't walk away. It to a certain extent, it feels like rejection. Why is that? And how can I fix that? Or is that just
I don't think you're broken, so I don't think you have to fix it. I think your feelings and emotions are a big part of you. And so if he says, I don't want to deal with your emotions, that's him saying, I don't deal with you.
No, I don't think I say it like
that.
that.
You don't. You don't. I'm saying that's how she hears it.
Gotcha.
That's how she feels. She shouldn't even hear it that way. That's how it registers in your nervous system. And so when y'all aren't in that moment, when y'all are chill like now, it's asking, or it's saying, and this is a thing, when I come at you and I'm mad about something and you think I've said something wrong, will you just hug me? Will you just say that, do that? And then you get to decide, I'm going to be a butt hammer, or yes, I will hug you. Right? I'll be right. Or I'll be married. I get to pick one of those two things.
fascinating?
How do you feel about that?
I like it.
Yeah, okay, so
how close? Why? Tell me who doesn't hear your feelings. I asked that in a weird way.
No.
Over the course of your life,
it didn't matter.
There you go.
They weren't allowed.
There you go.
Not from my parents, but
from anybody else.
I think from a very, very young age, feelings don't matter in gymnastics.
Okay.
In my profession, they do not matter.
But it was more in your profession. It was your whole life.
Yeah.
And that was your identity.
So like separating that from my parents were phenomenal with it. They needed to know. But I was so overly trained in my profession that it like masked what I did at home to where even at home I wouldn't share.
Yep.
But in the gym setting from probably 8 until 19, you don't show emotion. It doesn't matter. If you're sad, weak, whatever, angry, you bottle it up, you throw it out the door.
And so sounds like what you're asking him is, do you love all of me?
All right, I feel like protein has become one of those things I'm always thinking about lately, like making sure I'm actually getting enough of it during the day.
Same, especially with how busy life gets. There are so many days where we're running around and having something quick that actually keeps you full makes such a difference.
That's why we've been keeping David protein bars around the house lately. I've been grabbing one when I need something fast between meetings or after workouts, and honestly, they've been so solid.
Yes, and what's cool is they actually have 2 different types of bars now, which I didn't realize at first.
Right, their gold bars are kind of their hero line. Those have 28 grams of protein, 150 calories, and 0 grams of sugar, which is honestly wild for how good they taste.
And those have more of that like doughy texture, like with the little chunks and crisps in them. They're so good. The chocolate chip cookie dough is probably my favorite.
Same, and then they also have the bronze bars, which are newer. Those have 20 grams of protein, 150 calories, and 0 grams of sugar. And they're more of that marshmallow style texture with a chocolate coating. Yes. Super good.
Those feel a little more like a treat, honestly. The s'mores one is so good.
For me, these have been perfect for those moments when I need something quick but still want to stay on track with my protein goals. Like if I'm running out the door or need something between lunch and dinner, it's just easy to grab. And I know that I'm getting a bunch of extra protein without a bunch of extra sugar.
And I like that they actually keep you full. There are so many bars out there that taste okay, but don't really satisfy you. They have been so great to keep in our pantry, in our car, or even in our bag when we're out with the kids.
Plus, most protein bars are packed with extra calories and sugar, but David really focused on delivering high protein while keeping calories low, which makes it easy to stay consistent.
Don't just take our word for it. Try it for yourself. David is offering our listeners a special deal. Buy 4 cartons and get the 5th free when you go to davidprotein.com/EastFam.
That's davidprotein.com/EastFam.
And if you prefer to shop in person, David is available at leading retailers nationwide, including Target, Walmart, Kroger, Wegmans, and The Vitamin Shop.
Just check out their store locator to find a location near you.
I have 2 sides of me. My natural side is like, I have emotion. I like to share it. I like to be coddled by it. Or I can go stone cold and shut it off, and I can shut the world out. And I try really hard to balance that in our arguments where like my emotion will become so large until I go to preservation mode where I'm like, I retreat back to my child side from gymnastics. And I'm like, you know what? I'll shut it off.
In counseling, we call it leakage. Those emotions will come out, and they usually come out at a real inopportune time.
Yeah.
Or you can bring them out, even if they're big, but they're going to come out.
Yeah.
There's a price to pay for it.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
I do love all of you, babe.
I know you do. I know you do. It's not that we're not in a marriage crisis where I think that's an issue. This is getting like very deep now, but
I am now seeing in a new light though how sad it is that like I think I have this phrase that I think is helpful.
Yeah.
I'm not here to make you happy. And then the way that lands with someone who's not been emotionally fostered could like be really uniquely hurtful. And I'm sorry.
I appreciate that. I would like to state that I don't feel by in any measure account like a victim to what I went through in childhood. Like it was a sacrifice to my profession, but it also was a part of it. So I don't look back.
It comes at a cost.
Yeah.
It's like I got to learn new skills now.
I don't look at it in our marriage and be like, oh, gymnastics really like no. Like it made me really good at what I did. But I will say it's not beneficial in marriage to shut off all emotion and go cold and think. But I do think every once in a while when you get in those arguments, which we've heard before, is like you resort back to childlike behavior in like irrational moments. Sometimes I resort back to if my feelings don't matter, it feels like I'm now back on a mat where it's like just keep pushing through. It doesn't even matter what you think or feel, you know? And that's where I get very like, do I punch you in the throat or do I like run away? Not actually.
But kind of.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, so tell me how
Spiral.
me how this hits. I have a hypothesis that I'm working on.
Okay.
Maybe we may have talked about this last time about needs and wants.
Remind us.
Remind us.
So I have a hypothesis that we throw around the word need a lot.
Yes.
And it is not true. And that throwing that word around, I need sex. I need you to do this. I need this. I need this. What I'm doing is I'm saying I have no capacity to self-soothe and I'm going to hand you the cinder block that is my well-being and it's your job.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Dude. Thank you.
Okay, but pause.
Thank you.
But it's
the show.
It's a mask for a scarier question. Not because if I tell the story, I was out in front of Texas Tech one time. I was walking into to the building, and 2 women were running, and one just collapsed, and she was having a diabetic. I just lost the word of it. But her friend looked at me and said she needs a Coke now, like right now. I didn't know them. I'll never see them again. I immediately sprinted into the building, the Coke machine, and got a Coke. She needed a Coke or she was going to die, right? She needed sugar right then. And
you save somebody's life, bro.
But I'm kind of a big deal. I like to just like one of my low key flexes. But like that was a need.
Yeah.
The scarier question in a marriage is, do you want me? So it's easy for me to be like, I need sex. Carry that for me. And then cool, I'm going to put you on my list of other needs. Kids need to be fed. The diapers need to be changed. The dog food needs to be refilled. You'll go on that list. A scarier question is, I want you. Do you want me? And I think a lot of the need language and a lot of the fighting is, do you see me and do you know me and do you still want me? And that's a much scarier question to ask, because I could say, I want this. And then you could say, I don't want that. And now we have to deal with that. Right. But if I just keep grenading need at you all the time. And so I would say, like, technically you're correct.
Yeah.
We don't quote unquote need each other. Y'all are both independent financially. Y'all are both handsome people. Like, y'all, true. You won't die. You need oxygen and food, right? And water. The scary thing is, like, no, I want you. And that's a way more vulnerable place to be, especially if you've grown up saying, I will never want anything. I will just do.
Yeah.
Was that ring true or no?
No, 100%. And it is a massive pet peeve of mine when, like, stressful day and Sean's like, I need a glass of wine. I'm like, no, we're not going down this route. No. Honestly, if you say that, no wine tonight. It's like, because I just, that idea of some type, obviously wine's a tough one because there's like alcohol involved. But like, I need whatever. I need to go listen to music. No, you don't. You're fine. You're good. You just get it together. You're good. Just
okay. But what's the scary thing is, I want a glass of wine.
Yeah.
I want to go listen to some music.
Yeah. And then it's I think that's beautiful, and it allows room for there to be some dance of like, oh, okay, well I would also like to hear that music together with you. What music are you listening to? I don't know.
I would like to go do that by myself.
I need to go do it by myself. Man.
I want to have a glass of wine by myself.
Yeah.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, that's great, dude.
Okay.
Yes.
That's awesome.
This is really fascinating, dude. Well, so one thing, again, when we first talked about this, I was like trying to sort through.
We haven't got to the third one yet. What's the third
Oh my
one?
gosh.
Sorry.
Okay.
But I'm like, sorry, let me just, because you talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you're like, you're right. There's like safety, and is anyone going to come be like, are you prey to any predator or whatever? And it's like, okay, food, and yeah. And then, like, you know, we live in a great country, and we're like, a lot of us are in the top, like, where's the meaning of life? You know, there's this epidemic of like meaninglessness and loneliness and whatever. And it's like, okay, again, I think it's so fascinating that like that bottom part of that triangle, you don't need it, but the top is like this meaningful thing that you have to choose to engage in. And it's like relationships, and it's love, and it's like the super intangible thing. And in that capacity, we do need each other.
Yeah.
Of like, oh yeah, to have a meaningful life.
So this sounds, I'm still working on this. This is probably the next project I'll work on after this. In fact, I would have told you I think Maslow was wrong until I recently heard that he actually, in his former, right at the end, he said, I missed it. Self-actualization isn't the top. The top is
Relationships.
It's service. That's where purpose is. And that actually flips the whole thing over.
Bro.
And so I've got to have, I go to my local church here, like, so I'm a person of faith. That's woven into the fabric of, kind of like Michael Easter talks about, like, we're designed to carry heavy stuff. That's how the human body's built. We're designed from the inside out to be of service to, not to self-actualize.
The only way to self-actualize is not about self
to
at
give
all.
yourself away.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
And so in marriage, in my opinion, it should be a daily attempt to outserve each other, only to find yourself outserved. And it's when you can't accept somebody else's service to you because it's a threat to, I don't need that. I can do so much. Instead of I'm going to give you the greatest gift, which is to say thank you. And because now I have the capacity to serve. Oh yeah, we'll check this service out. And it's a race to the bottom. It's not a race to the top. And if you race to the bottom, the whole thing raises up in a pretty profound way.
I'm learning a lot.
But it's scary though, because your spouse may not. That's the scary part, is I'm going to go all in, 100% serve. And that's exhausting for the single mom, or the mom who's listening to this and her stupid husband's off doing something dumb. Yeah. And she's like, I can't serve anymore. Right. I get that. But it's how can I speak in a language they can hear? How can I not take this personally today? How can we're not having that's service, right? How can I make you a cup of coffee right when I get up? Yeah. I made mine. Why don't I just make yours? It takes 2.2 minutes, right? It's how can I outserve you and hope they're trying to do the same thing back.
Along the same lines, again, you can't move in with us. We can't keep you here for 5 hours, but we have to summarize the last one as well.
Okay.
Quickly. Exactly what you were saying. So, how can I serve you? Is phrase number 3, which is, I just need you to know I will let you down.
Can I say the big neon sign for me, tell me I'm wrong, is you hedging that you're not going to be enough somehow. All 3 of those statements have a thing at the end.
That's what I want her to know. That's what I want her to know. Yes.
I know, but beneath that, she's already said, I know, and I still want you. I still chose you.
So it feels like I'm not heard. And a big part of our argument, it was supposed to be a casual podcast, turned into an argument.
I love that.
It was great.
I love that.
I love podcasts like that.
About like, I will let you down. Like, you need to know that on a foundational level, I will let you down. I was like, yes, but yes, I took an oath to that on our wedding day. And no matter what happens, I know we will let each other down, and I choose to love you. But if you live and wake up every day saying to yourself, my foundational beliefs in the marriage are, it's not my job to make her happy. I will let her down. And
I don't need her. She don't need me.
I don't need her.
These are not
It's
my
like
daily mantras.
No, but I said, when you compile all 3 of those together as being the arguments and like the things that you need or want as like a belief system, to me, it feels like such a pessimistic way to approach a marriage. I said, you might let me down, but you don't have to wake up every day saying, I know that's going to happen. Because then you're living a part of a life. You're living your life in a way of, I would rather wake up and say, I'm going to try my hardest not to. And I think when I have my husband approaching me saying, I just need you to know I'm going to let you down. What I hear, what I tell myself is...
The story you make up about it.
The story I make up about it is you're already giving yourself an excuse as to why you made a mistake. You're already giving yourself a reason to explain why you messed up something. If you set your expectation and your level and your standard at, I'm going to let you down. Oh yeah, last night I went to the bar and I accidentally did. It's like, well, you set your standard there. You tried to set me up for like to expect that no matter what. That's what my brain goes to.
Yeah, that's interesting.
How does that make you feel?
Like that's a bad way to set your standard.
No, what's the real feeling though?
Sad.
You just said that. What's the real feeling?
I'm not understanding the question.
It's all good. What were you about to say, Andrew?
Let down? What's the real feeling?
You tell me. I'm not going to put feelings in you.
Pissed? I don't know.
You tell me.
This is what I'm saying.
What's
It's
the
hard.
right
It's hard to
answer?
have these emotional conversations to even. It's a beautiful script, but like I could see there being 10 minutes of like eagerly engaged pauses as we're each trying to sort through our emotions. Of like,
in my house, we have a rule that is the person can't respond. You have to ask permission. Can I respond to that?
Yeah.
Like, here's what I want to be different next time. Next time I want you to come in and just give me a hug and not debate me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've got to say, like, right. And I'm going to say, last time I came in and hugged you and you told me to get off you because you had stuff to do, right? So, but I want to come back. But that's not, we're not trying to win. I'm not trying to like, you just got up on me. Like, I got to get back. And I got to like, if you've heard that old saying, like if I win that exchange and she loses, we both lost. Right. Mm-hmm. And so it's disengaging myself from any kind of game. I want to ask you something, and you might be able to do this simply. Okay. This is me at my therapist here in Nashville. We're going back and forth, and it's one of the most brutal exchanges I've ever had. Did I tell you this? She golf clapped me. Have I told you this? Okay. I answered a question, and she sits back, and she probably didn't golf clap me, but I guarantee she did, but it just doesn't sound like her. But here's what I remember. Her sitting back and smiling and being like, I was right. And I was like, you read about what? And she goes, you're smarter than me. And I was like, okay. And she goes, no. You've read more than I've read. You have an answer for every question. She's like, it's impressive. And I was like, well, that's what I'm talking about. We're laughing. Being my therapist sucks, right? I get that. And she goes, so next time you come in, we are going to make eye contact and we're going to do breathing exercises for the whole hour. We're going to say nothing. We're going to say no words next session. So just buckle up. And I started laughing and I was like, since I'm so smart, I know that when you go to therapy, you talk to each other. And she said this. She goes, oh, John, you have every answer for everything, but you can't be in my presence and be okay with you. And I was like, you can shut up later, right? And so here was her homework assignment. She goes, do this for me. She said, make a fist and put it in your chest and look me in the eye and say, I love this guy. And I started laughing and she didn't. And we had a staring contest. Mm. And I'm telling you all, sure as I'm sitting here, I physically could not do that. It was the strangest. And I was like, I'm good. And she's like, and then she let me off the hook. She said, when you go home tonight, why don't you look in the mirror and do that? And I was so pissed on the way home. Mm-hmm. You can ask me to do anything. I could not look at another person and say that. And that's when I realized, I got layers. And so then it became a matter of like, what is it about me that I dislike so much that I have all these other protection mechanisms that I use to prop myself up so that nobody can fully go, I see that guy fully and I still love him. And it's my wife after we've been married for a jillion years, but her being like, I hate to say I told you so, but I've been telling you for a long time, I just picked you. And I thought it was all this other stuff. And it was just like, I picked you. So make a fist. I'm just kidding. You don't have to do it, but on your own show, it's harder than you think.
Dude, just the idea of that is like, that's so unnatural in any other area of life, really. You know what I'm saying? Like in any other relationship, it's unique. In a marriage, like the one relationship that you choose, right? Yeah. That idea of, she just wants me. I don't like, it's so unfamiliar.
Well, and that's I think that's the beauty of it, is like if you distill every other relationship down, it's transactional. What can you do for me? And what can I do for you? And this one's like, no, I picked you. There's things we have to do, but I picked you. And once we can settle into that's enough, then when we're both anchored into that, and that this is unsolicited. Y'all's new book is could not have been a more culturally necessary masterpiece in the middle of this moment. Because it's when we're both anchored into, no, I picked you, not your awards, not your good looks. I picked freaking you, not for who I think you can become. I picked you, and I believe you picked me. Then now we're anchored into this thing, and we can do this thing called commit forever. And I can go become an amazing version of myself because I'm tethered into this thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's that I can rappel way off the side of the mountain because that anchor ain't coming out. Now I can go do crazy stuff down there, right? And that's that. I'm so excited for the world to get that book out. That's dope.
Well, thank you. Honestly, you were super.
But nobody has written that.
Yeah.
Nobody has written that.
It's not cool.
No, I'm citing y'all in my book that I'm turning in. That book already because it's so. I was like, yes, and yes. Yeah.
Okay, I feel like April is always that point in the year where you really find out if you're sticking with your goals you set earlier or if life has kind of taken over.
Yeah, January motivation is one thing, but by spring, it's all about consistency. And for me, it's been about keeping a routine going, even on the busy days when it would be easy to fall off.
Same. I have realized the biggest thing for me is making wellness feel simple enough that I can actually stick with it. That's honestly where Kachava has been really helpful in my routine.
Yeah, it's become one of those easy staples for me, especially on mornings when things feel rushed or after a workout when I want something quick that still feels intentional.
And I like how customizable it is. I usually blend mine with frozen fruit and nut milk and sometimes peanut butter if I want something a little more filling.
Yummy.
The chocolate flavor has been my go-to lately.
Come
it's
on.
Delicious.
That is yummy.
I know.
I love it. And what I like is that it's an all-in-one nutrition shake made with plant-based protein and high-quality ingredients. Just 2 scoops gives you 25 grams of protein and 6 grams of fiber, plus greens and adaptogens.
It's also made without artificial flavors, colors, or sweeteners, and it's non-GMO, gluten-free, and plant-based. It just makes sticking with wellness habits feel more doable, especially when life gets busy.
And it actually tastes really, really good, which makes it easier to stay consistent.
Stick with your wellness goals. Go to kachava.com and use code EASTFAM for 15% off.
That's Kachava, KACHAVA.com/EastFam.
I'm so happy you did this. Literally.
Okay, what do we
coming on here.
what do we solve?
What?
I have a lot of new perspectives, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, what are the magic lines though? Because perspective doesn't help like when we're
when you
tired
did
and
this,
it's in the morning.
This is the story I made up.
Yeah.
This is how it made me feel, and this is what I want different next time. Is that right? Do I have
Yep.
those? Just the realization that, like,
How can I love you today?
yeah, dude.
How can I love you right now?
Yes. Thank you for that.
A
You're
big,
good.
a big one too is I get frustrated that you tell me how I feel, but I do the same thing when I walk in and say, I can tell you're mad.
You're
That's like
feeling
all of
this.
it. Yeah. It's not my job.
And then just how profound it is that, like, I might be enough. And that's the whole deal. Dude, I don't know. I've never had some of these thoughts that
You
I've had
are.
after talking to you. It's just so...
Not might.
Hearing bro talk about it, to me, it hits different. I don't know. Like, you know, it's like, I've just never heard that like that. So anyway.
And I would tell you that is a worthy pursuit. Because you're never going to believe God really loves you if you don't think you're worth being loved, unless you do this stuff. You're never going to fully grasp how deep her love for you goes until, and vice versa, right? Like, it's, until I fully recognize, like, oh, I'm worth being loved. And that sounds so cheesy and cliche and whatever. I'm a big, loud, tattooed up idiot, but it's so foundational to everything. You can have all this cool stuff around you, and if you don't think you're worth it, then it's nothing. I mean, you'll spin and spin and spin.
Thank you, dude.
We did these 3 podcasts and we literally said, after every one, I was like, we have to bring John in. We need him.
Will y'all come on my show, please?
Absolutely. We'd be on
We'd
it.
be
All
on.
right, cool.
It reminds me, we went to go see a comedy show with John. It was John Chris show. Nate Bargatze opened. He talks about couples counseling.
So
Well, that didn't go. I thought it would go. I did not see that coming.
when he said, like, when you get a load of what I'm bringing, dude, I was sobbing. That was so funny,
We were
man.
dying.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you, John.
Truly.
Appreciate you guys.
We have a lot to talk about.